Ever tried to stand up for something you think is right, but you were restrained just because you will go against something like a social hierarchy, for example? It is not fair that we are limited to convey information freely when it is a basic human right to a freedom of speech, right? Well, good day to everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Fareezal, and in this very good day, I will be exploring a topic that lies at the heart of democratic societies such as ourselves, which is the topic freedom of speech should not be limited. Now, let's clarify exactly what is freedom of speech. Like I said before, it is one of the fundamental human rights that allows individuals, be it anyone, to express their thoughts, ideas, opinions without censorship or restraint. It is a significant right to have, especially in a democratic societies like the one we are currently living under. Why is it so significant, that you might ask? Well, there are three main reasons. One, it has the power of diverse perspective. Second one, it safeguards the democracy. Lastly, it preserves individual autonomy and personal growth. Let's look at the number one. The power of diverse perspective that freedom of speech holds. Every single person on earth have their own unique perspective on everything, which causes diversity in perspective that I am talking about. So what about it? This diverse perspective fosters innovation and progress. By being the source of innovative ideas and solutions, we all know the era of Renaissance, where a multitude of ideas flourished, leading to groundbreaking advancement in science, art, and philosophy. Because everyone had the ability to freely express their ideas back then, and the ideas itself was applied and made into reality. Diverse perspective also cause cultural enrichment by using open dialogues that contributes to rich cultural tapestry. Harlem Renaissance in the early 20th century had an enhanced cultural development and artistic expression due to open dialogues such as criticism, opinions, and so on. It helped them making the arts better. Basically, it creates a sense of motivation to improve in whatever they are pursuing in life. Furthermore, social harmony are achieved due to diverse perspective. Open discourses promotes understanding and tolerance in the people's heart. For example, South Africa's post-apartheid societies wouldn't be formed if not for the pivotal role of freedom of speech in fostering social cohesion between its people. Perspectives are from the people, and so it bands them together when everyone understands and agrees with them. Next on the list of reasons why freedom of speech shouldn't be limited are because freedom of speech are needed to continue safeguarding democracy. Democracy is a system where people have the right to choose using majority of votes. It had been deemed to be the most humane and acceptable system by the whole world. Therefore, it needs to be protected and safeguarded. But you might ask, how exactly does freedom of speech safeguards democracy? Well, firstly, it causes accountability and transparency by keeping the governmental power in check. People have the power to choose, and so they also have the power to change the government if majority of the people agrees that the governing power is not suitable to rule, and they can vote for another government that could rule them better. So the government have no choice but to take accountability and become transparent. For instance, citizens of United States exposed the scandal in United States, causing a change of governments. Secondly, freedom of speech safeguards the democracy by creating an informed citizenry. Unrestricted speech contributes to raising awareness to the people about significant information, especially when it comes to their daily lives. This is shown when well-informed citizens make the decision for the betterment of society by leading to policy changes after the Flint water crisis in Michigan. Lastly, freedom of speech avoids authoritarianism, which basically means preventing citizens to become sheep that have no principles of their own. Limited freedom of speech will lead people to continue to just believe whatever the government says to them without having a single ounce of doubt in them, which is not ideal as this leads to erosion of democratic values and suppression of people in tyrannical government. The final reason as to why freedom of speech shouldn't be limited is that it is needed to preserve individual autonomy and personal growth. As everyone has their own uniqueness, it is important that they are allowed to explore, express, and develop their own thoughts and beliefs through freedom of speech. It is important that everyone keep their own uniqueness from fading away from reality, as it is what keeps everyone going every day by knowing their purpose in life. From my personal experience, being able to express myself freely allows me to pave a way to find my true self, where I don't have to hide behind a fake persona that will only cause me unnecessary baggage of regret in the long run. While it is true that freedom of speech shouldn't be limited, it is also true that people need to be responsible with what they preach. There are people who are just born evil and exploit the rights given to them. And that's where education, media, and ethical guidelines must address concerns like hate speech and misinformation so that people won't abuse it to spread negativity. So, in conclusion, freedom of speech shouldn't be limited. This is because the power of diverse perspective that it holds brings so many benefits to the people itself, and next, it also safeguards the democracy that we use in our current society. So it helps keeping the society going right now. And lastly, it helps with preserving individual autonomy and personal growth. However, it is also important to note that the right to freedom of speech must be approached with responsibility. And lastly, freedom of speech are important in keeping a functioning democratic society going. And that is all for me. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.